You are listening to the daily homily for Magdala in the Holy Land.
Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, "Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received 2 talents also came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received the 1 talent came forward and said, "Master, I knew you were a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, and gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear, I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back." His master said to him in reply, "You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I did not plant and gather where I did not scatter. Should you not have then put my money in the bank, so that I could have got it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
There's a remarkable relationship between the 2 readings today. They're not meant necessarily to match, but they do very well in an extraordinary way. I was going to start with two questions, one based on the psalm. Who are the chosen people? Who do we think of when we read the chosen people biblically? Now, what is the greatest talent you have? The color of your eyebrows? The size of your fingers? What is the greatest talent we have? So we have 2 orders. We have the natural order, the way we're created. And we were created from Genesis chapter 1 in the image and likeness of God. So maybe somebody has a particular IQ, a particular music talent, a particular speed on the racing track, a particular strength in the gym, lifting weights, a particular skill at some work. But are any of those equal to being in the image and likeness of God? Because maybe the guy who can lift 100 pounds more than the other says, "Yeah, I'm much better than all these guys. They can't lift close to what I can bench." And then the other one says, "Well, you know, they play a mouth organ, but I play a cello, I play a violin, I play a piano. You know, I'm at a different level." But how does it compare when you put all of that up against image and likeness of God? And who doesn't qualify there to be image and likeness of God? Interesting thought. And then we have another light thrown on the human being. We have the homeless person, we have the leper, we have the mentally disabled person, we have sometimes morally despicable people, and politically corrupt people, or corrupt priests. And yet when Jesus says, whatever you did to the least of these, you did to me. So there's another talent that every person, because of the incarnation, because he was born of woman, raised, born with nothing, just pure little baby, and then all that was given to him, and he entered that path of growth and of learning and of suffering and of serving and the path of even persecution and horrendous cruelty, death. And so the union of God with humanity in Christ, which was for us and for our salvation, there's an extraordinary talent. It's interesting to think about these things because sometimes we measure people according to talents. And obviously the parable invites us to do that here, that there are different talents, and it could include the natural order as being fit to receive more in the supernatural order, but it's very hard to work out the math on all of that. But the fact is then, the main statements that are being made here is that we have nothing. Not many of you were wise by human standards when you heard the gospel. Not many were powerful. Not many had a couple of startup companies. Not many were of noble birth. Not many had degrees from Harvard, But Nicodemus was very learned. He was one of the Sanhedrin. And Joseph of Arimathea was probably very rich because he had access to Pilate, to the governor, the Roman governor. Who gets to walk into the Roman governor and said, I want the body of that guy you crucified? So he had a lot of clout, and he had a very wealthy man's tomb where Jesus was laid, a newly hewn tomb. So, but in the general run of things, even Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus started out as a little baby. Where did they start? From nothing, from diapers, not even diapers. They had nothing, and they received everything. And then, in a certain sense, in every human being, we have received everything. So the parable of the talents points out to us that what we have is not ours. It's on loan to us. It's been given to us. It was a gift to us. It's not. We like to claim that that's my field and my farm and my house and my tractor and my car and my business and my bank, but it's not mine. And the proof of it is when I get sick or I get a stroke or I become unconscious, who cares? You've nothing more to say. You're gone. And it's over. So it's not yours anymore. So then we have these entrusted talents, which is also faith, hope, and charity. And if we don't exercise it, and maybe the one with the one talent, it's pointing to fear. He was afraid. He became paralyzed because of too human considerations and not treasuring the gift he was in the image and likeness of God, enriched by the grace of Christ, sent out into the world with a mission. Go and use your talents and develop them. How it's very important. What a beautiful thing that parents and grandparents do for children and older siblings and teachers and coaches when they encourage a child to grow in a certain area. And basically it's not about the piano and it's not about being able to be on the football team. It's much more about having confidence to be a person, to develop in the midst of society, to bring in the little piece that's given to me to develop, to go out as a person, because the biggest treasure I have aren't the fields I own, but it's the person I am in the image and likeness of God, another Christ. What a great gift we have. What great light this parable sheds on us. What great confidence we should renew at this Mass, to ask for the grace of being renewed in trust in God, in willingness to give everything, to develop everything with the opportunities we have, to help others develop their talent, to become rich in generosity and open to God's gifts and filled with faith, hope, and love.
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.